Hello and welcome back. We're inside the new shed. Today I've managed to get it mostly completed. I've got all the walls up and I've got the windows loosely in position, but they need securing in, so that's what I'm going to do today. And I've got some silicone sealant that I'm going to run round, and then it's just a case of putting the trim on. But at the moment it's basically watertight. There's a few little leaks here and there, but I think that's down to the wood and not the build. That's what I'm going to say anyway. So we'll have a quick look round and then we see if we can get these windows sorted. Let's have a quick look around then. This is the front face. I've got some trim to go underneath the vertical panels where the windows are, just to act as a drip strip. And I've also got the trim pieces that are going to cover the edges where the shiplap is, but I want to seal them before I put anything on. And then we've got our little window at the back. I'm also going to put trim along both sides and put some guttering up once I find some for the right price on Facebook Marketplace. The right price being totally free. And then we've got the back section, got two windows there, polycarbonate door. There's no locking it at the moment, I've just got one of those little turn fasteners, but it looks quite good. And we'll have a look around at the other face. It's a bit precarious walking around here. There's all sorts of holes and slabs and bits of plastic sticking up. And then we've got the back face. So hopefully I can get all the windows sealed in today and get it weather tight. So what I've done with the windows is I've got the tongue and groove, and the plan is there's a tiny little gap there. I can put silicone down there and silicone all up there. I'm just going to push the window against these panels and against the bottom, and then hold it inside with some batten. As you can see here, these are all, I cut these down last week, just a case of pushing it hard up against the plastic. I'll stick a couple of screws in it, go all the way around, all four sides, and then that should hold it steady. So I'll just get those, a couple of those in place, and we'll have a look how we're looking. As you can hear, the rain's really coming down at the minute, and so this is a good time to show you why I'm going to be putting the trim around the windows. As you can see on these four windows here that I've done, if you look underneath them, there's not much sign of water. If you have a look at the two that I haven't done, you can see the water tracking down the inside walls, and what's happening there is it's just running down the polycarbonate, and because it's not sealed to the wood, it's just going straight onto the inside of the shed. So I'm going to stay here for an hour or so and see if I can get these last few bits sorted out. I'm not going to be able to put the silicone on today, obviously, because you can't put it down when it's been raining this heavily. But if I can get the windows in, I'll come down first thing in the morning. Hopefully it'll be a little bit drier, and I can sort it out from there. Hello and welcome back. It's a very subdued atmosphere today. I went out last night and had a few too many beers, and I'm feeling very much worse for wear at the moment. But I'm going to see if I can get the windows finally sealed in to the shed. I've got most of the battens in place, as you saw me do yesterday. Just got a few more to cut, but I'll just show you the process that I'm going to do to try and seal it to keep the worst of the weather out. That's all the windows framed in on the inside. Just got this top section here to figure out what I'm doing with the guttering, so I'm going to leave that for now. So I'm just going to go around the outside now and seal them all in, and hopefully then we should be weather tight. I'm actually hoping that it rains while I'm down here, just so I can see if there are any little gaps that need a little bit more attention. So I'm just going to get the ceiling gun out and away we go. What I've done now is I've taken all the trim pieces off all the way around, and I've just run a good thick bead of sealant all the way around to fill in the tongue off this tongue and groove, so any water now will just run down the windows and down the sides. It's not the prettiest job in the world, but as long as it's weather tight, I'm not too bothered. Just going to give it an hour now to dry off in the sun, and then get the trim back on, and that's pretty much the shed done. Well, that's the outside done at least. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut two lengths of wood at 2.4 meters to run across here, and then I can use that as my first shelf. So I'll just get those cut. All I'm going to do is just screw them to the battens that are already there, and then I've got some more lengths of pallet wood. I'm just going to cut them all down to 600mm each, 2 feet, and that's going to be the depth of the shelf that's running across there. So I'll just get that done now while the silicone dries. I've managed to get myself a little base frame to put a shelf in. I've just rested a piece of polycarbonate on top of it for now. Does the job. Keeps me flask out of the way anyway. So I'm just having a tidy up and I'm going to head off home. So thanks for watching and see you again next week.